But there's a lot of ways to really catch them out here.
Yeah, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, the game has begun here for game number 1. And of course, we do see the Torchic here, who's going to be letting him in the middle area to actually get a little bit of leveling for himself, so he can actually speed up his rate in actually getting into a Blaziken. Meanwhile, we do see Hoopa trying to do a little bit invasion here, trying to stir up the progress of getting levels for this Torchic in this game. Meanwhile, at the top lane, of course, we're going to be seeing the Squirtle going up against the Chansey, as well as the Bulbasaur. I think that's a Bulbasaur hiding. Yes, it's a Bulbasaur. Hey, I remember that. That's Erika's set. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, ooh, Fatum is going to be cleared out. It has a Mew together with the Slowpoke.
The thing is this, right? Like, I was a little bit concerned because you are sent. This is Kokoda, by the way, playing the Torch, playing the Blaziken, right? Going to their mid area. The thing is this, right? When you have a Pokemon that has multiple evolution going into that central area, you're pretty much like a prime target for an invasion, right? Because you really can't do anything about it. So you have two options. Either send a supporter coming to support you, but that just subjects your top lane to be alone, to be really pressured out. But in the end, eArena was able to secure the pickoff initially on that top side, even without having their supporter divert to protect, to guard that central area. They were able to pressure out, good timing with the rotation as well, to try to slow things down. No pickups here, but they're able to zone them out to get the necessary secure. Now the bottom lane, this is going to be the really interesting one. A little bit slow coming from both sides here, especially since the Sobble finally hitting his first evolution here, but still not enough damage to really pick them off.
Oh, the light screen! Saving him in his hands, but of course the follow-up damage with the Solar Beam through the light screen was not able to actually connect to anyone over there, putting that Hoopa in safe and sound. I thought he was going to be a goner at that moment. Meanwhile, it does seem that the Bulbasaur is going to be having a much better lane, as he's already an Ivysaur at this point compared to the Squirtle. Still not at level 5 to become a Warrior at this point. Look at Ivysaur, he's already level 6, meaning that he's only 1 level away from actually becoming even a Venusaur now here in this game. And they are definitely at the forefront when it comes to levels compared to their opponents here from Team eArena. Top lane, of course, the Blissey. Oh, it's already Blaziken here for Vitopo.
Of course, you gotta get all that EXP as you can. They kind of did the secure into the jungle, but he doesn't really have the Unite move, so it's gonna take a couple of while before he really gets to there. But objectives are currently going to be spawning soon. It's going to be that 7-minute mark here. Bottom lane, you can have a couple of harass, but I don't think they're going to be able to try to get that secure. Not really much lockdown unless you really commit a couple of those Unite moves to try to hinder his place here to really maximize that damage. Yoshi, on the other hand, getting really poked down into submission here. That's a double buff Blaziken. You really need to respect that. And this Blaziken, coming from the side here of Kokoda, he hasn't been, Vitopo hasn't really been poked around too much here. He's been very comfortable, high amount of damage, and also a very sustainable all-rounder. You have to respect that for sure.
Oh, it does seem like quite a family gathering here at the bottom lane. And here comes the engagement coming up from Urshifu. But where's the flow come from behind? It does seem that the cavalry has arrived here from side of Team KS. They do have the busy from the back end as well to provide a little bit for the team members. Sniping out action from the Intel. Is it going to be enough as well? He managed to actually snap out Tree, and Hoopa decides to make an escape over there. It's a 3-0 trade-off siding towards the Team KS.
You know, it was a constant back and forth. It's like pretty much like both the Blaziken and the Travelers has been treating all their members of eArena like pinballs, just constantly bouncing them back and forth, knocking them aside here, and they just have no way to really answer that so far. Although yes, that was a really big pickup on the side of Team KS. That's going to elevate them even further, to secure the objectives, and look at the leveling, right? This is we're talking about Blaziken, okay? Blaziken in the central lane, not much. Of course, he didn't get as much harass as initially in the early game as expected, but he's already level 11 here.
Yeah, so I think the team has been making a lot of space for him. This could be a great opportunity for him to actually come and actually provide a little bit of assistance to the team, prevent the shutdown. So here comes Vitopo, decide to disengage over here away from the Urshifu. Probably a great idea, as they do know that the opponents do have basically really good follow-ups coming from the end, and you're actually playing around in their wild Pokemon area. So, but when it comes to map control, it's definitely siding more towards the Team KS at this current moment. Meanwhile, Team eArena is on the defense segment here. Rapids being utilized by this Blastoise, trying to make an escape, is going to have a reset here by the Hoopa, probably not retaining that in between multiple Pokemons from the side of Team KS. Meanwhile, Amnesia utilized as well. And look at this, huge invasion coming up from Team KS, raking up all these wild Pokemons for themselves, leaving none for eArena, despite it being their side of the map here, Leonard.
Oh no, he was so close. Marco really tried to dunk it in just about maybe less than a second left. Maybe he could have done it, but not with the range of the Venus, or that range that really denied him entirely. Look at it, so much control. They're really trying to force in this aggression, their dominance into their central area. They want to ensure they secure all this free real estate. Although yes, Mark got finally getting a couple of points in here. Not sure whether it will turn the time. Maybe it will be much later.
No.
But the rest of the squad instantly coming in for the reverse sweep here, as they all try to get the necessary punish. Hydro Typhoon try to lock them down in place. We'll get the necessary amount of knockdown here, and it looks pretty great. They get 1 and 2 in the process. Backliners are down for the count here. That should give them a decent amount of leveling, but the Blaze can still stand strong and tall. And remember, we're not just talking about the Inteleon. We have the Venusaur, and we also have the Blaziken. Multiple damage dealers still standing in that scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I could just imagine if Venusaur were actually to be playing Solar Beam, and you'd be like triple range Pokemons here dishing out damage from long range. That's going to be insane. But of course, I think Venusaur needed that mobility to engage and disengage from any form of DeFi, especially when catching. But here comes throwing on bodies from Team Arena. Trying to come in up here, trying to prevent this Regieleki from actually entering Wopos. But in this scene, he's able to actually make it as well. Could be up to for them to actually score a goal over here with 2 KO streaks here in hand of Inteleon as well. They're going to be getting the Urshifu. All the main team members from Team eArena has been cleared out here at this top lane, and I don't think it's a wise idea to keep throwing bodies over again after the outcome from that particular engagement. This time Urshifu jumping here, hitting off on this Blissey, but then the slow fall coming off from behind as well. Will it be enough to actually clear out this Blaziken? But instead, it's going to be a counter from his side. Blaziken's going to be one clearing out the Urshifu here from that leave, and he's going to be Hoopa carrying down. Hydro Typhoon utilized as well, but there's no follow-up from his teammates as well. Losing at 4 and missing out. Only one surviving that encounter is going to be the Blastoise.
There's just no way for them to stop them at this point. Everyone it's super late game right now. They have scaled so perfectly too, and they're all literally coming in one by one, allowing them for really nice, easy pickoffs here. And guess what? Sure, you got the hoop. You got the hoop, you're able to send someone back safely as well. But guess what? It doesn't matter. They're in such a good spot. Oh my god, Trevor. Oh my god, my friend.
Just a bit more.
Well, a little bit more, my friend. Hajiro, a little bit more.
I think this will be a great time for Team eArena to regroup back and discuss back on how they want to approach this, because we're only 25 seconds away from Rayquaza appearing here at the central area of the Thea Sky Ruins. And this could be the opportunity for eArena to actually get back in this game by securing this Rayquaza. But can they do it?
It's a really hard Rayquaza flip, really, because we're not talking about, like, sure, you got Dark Urshifu pretty great secure on the Rayquaza. Maybe the Mew is over the Electro Ball, the Solar Beam. But the problem is, you're dealing with a lot of frontal aggression, right? Anyone can do the damage. Even Venusaur, the fact that that weakness that all attacker usually has, if any attacker would be harassed or interrupted, it doesn't really matter to Venusaur. He sustains, he does a lot of damage, and Petal Dance also somewhat helps to reset or get that Giga Drain off cooldown even faster as well. So he's pretty much almost like an immortal Pokemon in this field. Like, you need to commit quite a lot of players or trainers to really melt away this Venusaur here. And even while you're doing it, the rest of the team of kabichans, they're not just gonna stand and watch as they watch their teammate being picked up. No, they're gonna join in the fight. And literally, if you throw your whole team for one single trainer, that just leaves you an opening for your opponents to really get you from the backside, which is exactly going to happen. So Vitobo was able to find the Mew, but he's just a little bit too slippery, was able to get out of the fight a little bit too nice and hasty here. A couple of Hydro Typhoon, but no decent follow-up, and Urshifu is completely out for the count. Mew trying to do his best, even the slow bin, but what can you do in the face of a Bruce Lee kicking chicken here, who's completely on fire?
Oh yeah, I think this is gonna be tough as well. After losing out 4 Pokemons here on the side of Team eArena, all that's left is gonna be the Mew, and that will be high time for Team KS to actually secure that Rayquaza for themselves. Now they've already had quite a big lead here compared to what eArena has to offer, but they're going to be widening up this gap even more to secure this win for this game number 1. But Leonard, 26 seconds here on the clock, 100 points over there being scored, and yet another 100 coming in as well. And here comes another 100 and another, and that's 400 coming off from side TKS after what they have earlier on right now. And now they're just standing here at the front doors of Team eArena in this game number 1, and I believe that this is game number 1 win for Team KS.
It's so straightforward for them, right? There's no need to there was no requirement for overthinking it. There's no need to just have whatever insane tactics or mind-blowing abilities. No, they just stick to their roots here. Really just brute force their way through the competition here. Yes, with a really amazing support like Wachiro, with the Convey, which is, by the way, it's such a classic to see both the Convey and the Zora just playing hand in hand. I think this is going to be really great. And this is the part where you really need to be concerned, right? This is a Dragon... We're talking about a Dragon Knight mid lane, right? So it's going to take him a while before you really get to his actual final stage here.
Yep.
Compared to the Zora, he hits that level 5. Zora,
he's fast, and he gets online real fast as well. So he gets online, becomes a Zoroark, and he gets the level where he can immediately engage. Even if there's a rotation, it's a much better rotation compared to what Dragonair can offer here.
Oh, definitely, for sure. And I'm just really curious at who's able to catch who. But of course, Dragonair is going to be hitting that level 5. He's going to be able to get and see that first rotation. Zoro is also coming in, but he's going to be trying to secure the bottom lane because guess what? It's still only one of them is still in their EV, while the other one was only able to get to that Espeon, but couldn't find the opening S because the waves has already been cleared.
Yeah.
There's no wild Pokemon left here. It's like no one's going to be coming forward out of the brush here.
I think I saw that like the EV at the bot. I think for Team eArena, they saw the Zoroark coming in. It was like, whoa, okay, back off to the goalpost. Meanwhile, here in the top lane as well, instead of Zoroark engaging, it does seem that there's a counter engagement coming on from the Lucario, but instead he's going to be the one gets cleared out here in the hands of Zoroark, and they're going to be the ones clearing this Altera family at the top lane. Now leaving the Clefable together with the Dragonair here at the top lane. So despite it being I believe that it should be it, but they're not done yet. Zora decides to actually rotate to the bottom lane here and decides to clear out. Look at that. But Mew's going to be the one getting last hit there on the Espeon. EV, got to be careful. Only at level 3. Damage output might be a little bit too hard for him to actually handle, but Dragonair decides to provide a little bit of assistance here at the bottom, dishing out a little bit of damage here. Even with Dragon's Breath hitting off on the cross, it's not going to be doing much as it's quite sturdy and durable.
Yeah, it's really not enough. Like, seriously, you need that Hyper Beam, you need that Dragonite to really make things happen. Sure, you got the Dragon Dance, but it's still not going to be enough. This is a Crossel. This is the guy who has one of the most craziest defenses, even without the Unite moves in the round as well.
In most occasions, you just ignore him. Yeah.
And now things is getting even more slowed down because of the initial advantage. He's securing a lot of this EXP. And our dear friend Mark God, a little bit down alone here. He does go for the focus punch as well to try to get us some really better secures. I do agree, it's pretty great. But now that just means that you're just subjected to getting really poked out easy since you don't really have that extreme speed.
That screening was not enough to stop that Dragonair by pushing forward. He tried to stop from the middle area, but then he can still move about in that top segment over there. But this time, the outcome is this is the opening that they were looking for. eArena clearing on the two members. They got the Convey together with the Zoroark over here. But Crossel decides to go access here, clearing out the members, but he decides to get cleared out as well, making a 3-man down here in the hands of eArena at the top lane. And they're going to be partying over at the top goalpost here in front of Team KS.
A much needed one, especially a really great rotation coming in from the Umbreon. So he understands that bot lane, there's not really much thing they can really get done as well. So they needed the rotation to really try to secure at least one of these top pathways here. And they really made it work. They got a couple of KOs, they broke one of the goalposts as well. And of course, we're talking about Dragonair, who's really great at securing all these kind of objectives by himself. Even if he doesn't really have any supports, really fantastic so far.
Yeah, and of course, Zora here going to be rotating back to the top lane, probably catching this Dragonite or Lucario from Dragon. He's probably getting sandwiched out, but decides to actually jump. He doesn't realize it. But Zora is actually waiting for them, but decides to not continue that engagement out of respect. Okay, my good sir, just gonna stay away. But level-wise, man, oh man, eArena, they're coming in close. I believe they're coming close, but I think KS has it slightly better. Max level currently level 9, Zoroark together with the Lapras as well as the Mew, both level 8 Comfey. And this Crossel, meanwhile, the lowest level at level 7 for eArena. Looking at Rom, he's despite utilizing this Mew over here at the back of his hand. But meanwhile here, this is going to be one of the highlights, holding down that Umbreon. Is there enough follow-up coming up from them? But it's just a defensive measure from them. So they are having a huge map control here in this game. At this current moment, Team KS.
No choice, he had to force out the ejectment as well. He did drop out the mean look as well, trying to lock down and try to buy himself some time. But he jumps to the mega as well, pops to the Unite move, stealing a lot of the shielding that usually the Rumble Rouser would usually provide to the crossbow, but he still sustained. Saki Solari trying to displace them, trying to knock them back, trying to zone them out for the rest of the squad. But I think it doesn't matter here because he's currently all alone, and the Dragon Knight was not able to follow up with it. Lucario just decided that fight was not ideal. Look at me, guys. Yes, I was able to secure the mill, but you lost 4 teammates in the process. Can't do this. Can't really take that fight. Went for the more, I guess you could say the more,
I did
proper,
yeah,
the proper
overall,
outcome. Went for get a couple of points in at least.
They got Zoro as well, so basically Kabe has to disengage and just latch on to the Lapras inside. It's like, it's okay, find a new home for myself. No worries, guys, I will survive this. And of course, back again to Zoroark here at this moment. But there's not much of a difference. Leonard, KS here leading with 184 points compared to eArena at 153. So far, I believe that for eArena, this is a much better situation compared to what Game 1 has to offer for them. So we'll see whether or not they can actually capitalize on this small win of clearing out that Reggie at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, top lane means business as Team KS is bringing Regieleki, their new T family member here, to actually march down through that top lane. And of course, Umbreon tries to scream him out. We do have the Espeon on the back end as well to provide a little bit of damage and assistance. But Saki Solar has been committed. We're here pushing out this Zoroark together with the Regieleki away. Managed to connect to Oni and Skaruma. Meanwhile, Mew uses up the Unite as well. They managed to clear around 3 at the moment despite being at their own goalpost. They're being pressured over here. Lucario here on the right side as well, leaving him being the only member here on the side of the arena. Can he sustain? Can actually clear out anyone over here? Probably Lapras, probably anyone, but Mark God decides to disengage. Team members decide to jump in on board on that tier 2 goalpost, was not able to actually continue their defense on that tier 1 goalpost at the top line.
It's just so insane here, right? Even though with the Tyranic, oh my god, Vitopo!
Oh, that was too much.
A little bit.
A little bit
out of place, my friend. Wrong, definitely not the right neighborhood for sure. But oh no, the wrong tomb. He accidentally locked himself in. But he does have the eject button. Was able to find a nice interval between the cliffs to really get out. That was into safety here.
Ways not to use Rockton. that was it. That's like, oh no,
You know the best part about it, like if he did the eject button out, like, he's gonna be in trouble because it wouldn't have been a buy one free one for the side here for eArena because the comfy was also attached to the crossel at the time.
The comfy was prepared, dude. I'm here too.
Oh man, it's great. But he didn't find optics, although Pop the Moonlight, even the gravity as well. This is definitely not the fun time of Vitopo, but he still managed to sustain. Well done, coming for another 1-0 as well to keep his teammate alive and sustain. A quick reset as well, but sadly, no Unite was committed to get that pickoffs here. I think like it would have been a big win for Vitopo if he was able to force out a Unite move, but not really committed for it. Still very patient.
Well, not now. The thing is, it's already 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the game, so they have to wait. Anything above 3 minutes, I think they're still fine with it as well. But meanwhile, this is going to be a clean opening for the team members in eArena to actually secure this Reggie route, meaning that right now they have the defense and special defense buff from clearing that Reggie at the bottom lane. An opportunity for them to actually get points of their own from the bottom goalpost from Team KS. Meanwhile, the top lane is going to be Regieleki in the hands of Team KS instead, marching down through that top lane, but he has to make his way all the way to the middle segment. And an immediate engagement here to Mr. Rayquaza with no weight from Team eArena. They really want this. Oh, it's going to be Lucario hitting it, and they managed to secure Rayquaza for themselves. And all they need to do right now is just they have to break all these shields and prevent the team members from Team eArena from doing any form of scoring. Meanwhile, scoring of their own is going to be Team KS. It's going to be Zoroark being the first to score over here. And of course, Lapras scores a little bit, but will be cleared out by 14 members of Team eArena. Meanwhile, looking at the points, 526 to 379, leaning more towards Team KS from Japan at this moment. Where's eArena with the points, Leonard?
They can't. They just lost it all. The worst part about it is that Team Kabichan had made so much, like they already set the foundation, right? They sent the Regieleki, no one went to stop the Regieleki, and once they secured the point, and guess what? You saw one of the members of Team Kabichan beeline straight to the Regieleki. The rest of the squad just decided like, you're not gonna favor, okay fine, you can go for the dunk, but we need to stop this guy!
I think this is like the same thing that actually happened before. Like, you disregard the Reggie, and you understand that that Reggie could be a downfall despite you getting the Ray Ray.
Okay, it wasn't a lot of points that was being done by Team Kabichan, right? It's just the fact that when you start panicking in this kind of situation, that's where you see TK just really start breaking those requires you. But nice Saki Solari, try to buy the Nessie Mount side, try to go for the down, but then again, you're fighting into the crossel. One of the best goal post defenders here. It's so difficult, but a nice sneak from the back line, from the back cap, coming from the Dragon line. But will it still be enough? There's still 50 points on the
20
Lucario.
seconds more.
There's still 45 points on the SP out here. Everyone is keeping an eye on the remaining goal post. There's only their central area. There's only the top side second goal post as well. No one is giving them an opening here, and they will commit all kinds of abilities just to give them the chance. 5 seconds. Flavor, can they do it in 2 seconds?
I saw the up reaction. Okay, there's no numbers popping up here. We do see some takedowns on the side of Team KS. But what's going to be the result here? Let's have a look.
No way.
No. Oh, so close.
Still the same, unchanged. Unchanged, but then again, what a game, seriously.
What a game.
It is, let me tell you something, right? We have been blessed with Vitopa Zora. Let's be honest, right? We don't get to see a lot of great Zora games. I guess if I had to count it for you, even back in regional stage, we only had like 1 or 2 great Zora games here. Vitopa, it was Vitopa's top 4 Pokémon's played Pokemon, right? But he never even got the chance to utilize it back in the regional stage. No, he's still stuck with the more traditional Urshifu, Buzzwole, Venusaur, Blastoise, whatever the team really required from him.
Yes.
But in this game, especially since there's now these new rules here, various Pokemon they are not able to be able to reuse again. It was an opportunity for them to utilize one of their more hidden or favorite Pokemon's cover pick, that's being